Hi, my name is Danyl. I was born in Kiev in '76. Got my first education here. Moved to Israel in '96. Served a little bit in the army, just a little bit because I was married at the time. Then I moved back in 2002. Got into film industry. Started a few businesses. You could call me chain entrepreneur, something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, and recently, when I was back into computer industry, this Maidan started. And now we understand the true reasons behind the revolution. We weren't fighting Yanukovych, we weren't fighting the system only. By the way things are going now, we understand that we were fighting the KGB system and Putin, who started this chain of events, my understanding, 23 years ago, just when we got our independence. In February, Crimea annexion happened, and then when we started getting our minds around living in Ukraine without Crimea, the fire on the east started first in Slaviansk, and then it was Donetsk, and now it is Lugansk. And in few days, 4 or 5 battalions, regiments, move out to the east to defend our borders. Almost a month now, I've started helping the army. It started with me sending my bulletproof vest from Maidan to the east, and then a few more, and then people brought me some more bulletproof vests, and I sent them the eastern way again. And then we ran out of bulletproof vests, and we started buying them. We spent all the money, and then we started collecting money on Facebook, and we got some money. I got some money on my private credit card. I would go and buy plates in one place, and the vests in the other place, assemble them at home, send them to the east. And then it became way beyond my capabilities. The telescopic sights, and I need side mounts to put those NATO type telescopic sights on AK-47. Don't ask me where I know all that from. I was not a military person up until a month ago. I didn't know all that. We need night goggles and all of the rest of the equipment. All the army has is rusty AKs 47s and 74s. They've got enough bullets, and this is it.
So why isn't the Ukrainian government giving them what they need?
You see, on one hand, for 23 years, we were a totally peaceful country. On the other hand, for 23 years, we were a totally corrupted country. And thirdly, the country was infested with KGB sleeping agents and agents of influence. The information gets away so freely that it is unbelievable. We have no concept of secrecy at the moment. There can be no concept of secrecy because you don't know where this person comes from. We learned just after Maidan that our chief DA has a Russian citizenship. How can we be sure in the personnel that we have? So what we have in our hands right now, we have some very good top people who went through Maidan. They had a life-changing experience of Maidan. And we have the people on the very bottom level who are true patriots and who are willing to fight for their country, who are willing to die for the country. In between, we have middle government management staff who are used to the old ways and who are incapable. They didn't expect to be working, to be doing the thing they need. They're too used to share the spoils of land grabs or big army contracts. Nobody needed the army contracts. Nobody needed the army for 23 years, and I can understand that completely. Being a peaceful country, the military was a drag. It was a ballast. I've started collecting money. I've started buying things. I've started equipping the soldiers. Anything from soap to socks to bulletproof vests to say British tank overalls for Ukrainian tankists. They were very happy. Kevlar helmets, which were smuggled from Germany, because we are a conflict zone. We can only smuggle things. We can't import military equipment. We buying NATO issue uniform in second hand. I don't know how the second hand gets here, but we buy it by weight. And then we have volunteers who would, choose the sizes, choose the things that can be used against the things that has to be thrown away. And this is what we equip our army in. I have to tell you that insurgents and Russian mercenaries, they look much better and they are equipped way better than our troops. The only factory that was producing cheap but reliable plates is totally busy by fulfilling the Ministry of Defense contract, but we don't know when the Ministry of Defense contract will reach the front lines because they are too slow. Every paper takes them 2 days to sign. Every bill takes them a week to pay. While we as the volunteers, we deal totally in like gray zone. We take cash, we pay cash, we take things and we send them. And in the morning I get the order for, let's say, 10 helmets, and next morning I get photographs on my iPhone with soldiers on the front line wearing them and waving me. So I know that what we're doing is not totally right, but this is the only thing that we can do right now.
Get the supplies to the soldiers. I mean, how do you know that it's going where it needs to go?
At the time of Maidan, there were certain groups, light cavalry group called After Maidan and Auto Dozor, which is Auto Watch. To send something to the east, I would either type on post on Facebook that I need a vehicle going to the east, or I can come to Lenin's museum, which is what it's called now. Ukrainsky Dym, yeah, Ukrainian house. And ask around, is there a vehicle going to the east with supplies, and is there an available space? And I've got a few phone numbers of people who are going there all the time. Next thing I have to do is I get in touch with the regiment I'm sending things to, and I let them know that things are coming, and we arrange where the parcel will be met. And this is it. This is how it goes. The soldiers are relying on us, so the commander would send somebody to pick things up to sending an armored vehicle to pick things up.
How do you know that it's going where it needs to go?
I get photographs and thanks from the soldiers.
So they communicate with you directly.
Absolutely.